Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today, I just want to do a quick video on a question I get asked. Anytime I upload a video of my cars or my vehicles, I get asked this question a lot as far as the ride quality, okay? Every vehicle that I own, I have lowered. Honda is 2.5 inches, Jag is 1.8, and this car, the Solara, is a 2.3. On tires, they're all on 20-inch wheels, with the exception of the Honda, which I had to go back to 18s because nobody's really making wheels for those cars anymore. They're too old. 4-lug, nobody makes 4-lug anymore. But this car is always going to be on 20s, and this is the 20 I have on this car. This is the Corsa Polaris 5 wheels. They are discontinued. This is my favorite rim. There's never going to be a wheel that I love more than this particular style. It's clean, it's simple, and they're just awesome looking. And again, that's my opinion. Tire size on this is a 235/30 ZR20. And so the question I get asked, and I'm just going to go ahead and take you guys into the house now. The question that I get asked all the time about, again, with these tires, these low pros, is how does it ride? And I can tell you what really makes a car ride bad is not necessarily let me position this here so I can talk to you guys, is not really the tire size. Yeah, if you go changing the sidewall height of a tire compared to something like a 195/60 or on a 15, yeah, when your tire is this thick, yeah, it's going to have more of a bubble soft ride. But once you get down to that low profile style tire, I'm not going to give you the exact size on when it happens, but the lower in the tire, when you start dropping that sidewall height, there is a limit to how good the car is going to ride, okay? And so there's a point that you get to a certain tire size, and again, I don't know where that is, but I can tell you based on my experience, the difference between riding on a 235 or 225/35 18 compared to a really small 225/30 20 is really no difference. They really ride the same. Now you do have a little bit of more rubber there, and the advantage to that is, I bent one rim on 225/30s because that's why there's not 20s on the car right now, because there is not a lot of height there or protection for that wheel. So if you go flying, now most roads 35 miles an hour, no problem. Go flying down the freeway at 65, 70 miles an hour and you hit a pothole, there is not a lot of forgiveness there. And so that's unfortunate with me. With my 20s, I was in the city, flying down the freeway, not even going that fast, 65, 70, and hit a pothole, didn't see it, and the noise was absolutely horrible. But it ended up bending one wheel and cracking another. And unfortunately, those wheels they're discontinued, so I couldn't put them back in the car, and you can't really find 20s anymore, so I went back to 18. So if you live in an area with a lot of potholes and do a lot of freeway driving, you'd want to stay away from anything like a 225, 235, 30 series. And remember, the series is relative to the width of the tire. So if you have a 20 and you have a 235, let's say you have a 235/30 series tire, and you have it on an 18, I don't think they make it for 18, but if you have it on an 18 or you have it on a 20 or 22, the size of the wheel does not change the way the car rides. It's the tire size. And that's limited to a point. Now a 225/35, 225/30, 245/30, you will get to a point as the sidewall height increases that there is going to be a change in the ride. But once you start getting involved in these low profile tires, like I mentioned, like I have, there's been no difference in ride quality between 225, 235, 245, 30 series, 35 series. When your tire is about like this or like this, there's no difference. It rides harder. Now, what's most important on regular roads like this, even with the cars lowered, even down the freeway, it doesn't ride bad at all. It's a little bit noisier, there's a little bit more vibration, of course, but it doesn't ride bad at all. It's when you hit a bump is where you feel the difference. And what's most important is not necessarily the fact, it's not really related to the tires. My vehicles that have gotten worse, and I noticed that my Solara has gotten a little bit worse, all the cars, they ride a little bit harder than they did when I got them. And that's because it's a lot, when you go lower in a car and putting those tires on there, it puts a lot more strain on the suspension, a lot more strain on your struts. And so the struts wear a lot quicker. So my vehicles, really, my Honda's got 95,000 miles on it. Those struts are gone. And that car rides horrible on any tires. It rides, even with 195 60 15s, like my winter tires, bubble tires, you can feel that you know, when you rock the steering wheel, you can feel that they don't have that stiffness that your performance tires have, but it rides hard. You hit a bump, you feel it. And it's even worse at low pros, of course, but the struts need to be replaced. That's on the list. I have the struts, I just got to do it, and I don't feel like doing it. So that's to answer your question. If you have a 20 on your car now, when people say, oh, well, if you go up to a 22, it's going to ride bad, that's not really true. It depends on what tire you're going with. If you go riding on a tire that's like a, you know, and again, remember, if you have a 30 series, a 30 series 225/30 sidewall is way smaller than a 335/30 sidewall, okay? So remember that number, that 30 series, is a percentage of the width of the tire, and that's the size of your, so for instance, if you had a 250 series, your sidewall height is 100 millimeters. That's how it works. So it's all relative to the width of the tire. So I hope that answered your questions, guys. Stay tuned for more car reviews. I'm going to show you guys all the different parts I've done. I just put up a video on my Solar. It's been like 10 years since I put up a video review of the car. I'm a huge car guy. I love cars. And obviously I hope that comes across. I'm into a lot of things, but I hope you guys enjoy the video. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much for the subscriptions. Almost 10,200 subscribers and climbing. Stay tuned for more, guys. Have a great day.